Team Rollerblade.
Well, I'm down to my last dollar. I'm gonna give it one more go, and I'm gonna hope that Lady Luck shines down on me.
Let me see. I want to see. So these are giant robots juxtaposed. Beautiful decay. High fructose is sick. Cool. Device guide to sex and drugs and rock and roll. Man. Well, this thing's called Skating Memento, so I'll bring it out. I don't know what it is. Not off the top of my head. My name is Arlo Eisenberg. I was around at the very beginning of rollerblading. I played a role in the formation of what used to be called aggressive skating. I was a skateboarder first, before rollerblading was even on the radar, not just my radar, on the world's radar. And I said, how can I make a living rollerblading? Southern California. That was my beginning in California.
My name is Angie Walton, and you've probably never heard of me. I started Daily Bread magazine, and I was a pro skater before that. Daily Bread was by skaters, for skaters, establishing who we were. We were a little group of people doing what we were doing and documenting it in the pages of the magazine. You know, I'm on the floor with the computer trying to learn how to do stuff, and I was taking a shower, and the name Daily Bread popped in my head. And that was it.
Arlo is the editor of the inline magazine Daily Bread. Daily Bread's stated purpose is to stay true to the sport and keep it real.
Daily Bread's purpose in life is to network the aggressive world of inline skating, and for us to do that, we need you.
In the 90s, rollerbladers were descending on Southern California. It was early rollerblade. I mean, it was bright, neon colors. It looks strange and not that cool.
My name is Billy O'Neill from Staten Island, New York, and I'm a rollerblader. I remember being like, oh man, West Coast rollerbladers, they're not like us. Like East Coast skaters, we're way more, like that was a thing back in the day.
There were roller skaters and people on rollerblades that would jump over barrels. So I started doing that and I knew I was hot shit.
Let's see that piercing.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm Shannon Joy Rogers, and I rollerblade. Arlo was like the godfather of skating.
It starts with Arlo. Everything that came before that, which should be pre-Arlo and post-Arlo.
Eventually I met Brooke Howard Smith. Brooke took me under his wing and I owe so much to him. Angie's house became kind of like a hostel for creatives. It was cool.
I just happened to go ahead and move to Venice to a friend's living room floor. There was a whole little scene and a little culture built there. Arlo would be there, Brooke would be there. They were like power twins. So you can't say one without saying the other. Brooke and Arlo. What was it like to be one of the only women in rollerblading? It did not feel unusual.
Roaming this planet as a woman is crazy. Like, people don't understand. I mean, in retrospect, I was a 14-year-old girl. I was about this tall. I'm like almost 6 feet. And then with skates on, I'm probably like 6'2", you know.
Rollerblades are more than just a vehicle. We live in them. My life was so unconventional, not just because I was a pro skater, whatever that meant. I also was a business owner. I don't know what this is from, but I've got an old Senate hoodie there. This is part of the Senate spread, and there I am.
The fact is, if people want to do anything in this industry, hell yes, they have to listen to us. They have to answer to us, is a better way of putting it.
Senate means something. It's the reason why Senate does well in the marketplace. And if you're Senate till you die.
The first time Brooke told me I was gonna go to Europe, I thought that was insane. I didn't believe it until we got on the plane.
My first time going to Europe, we had like this 33-day tour through 10 countries. And that was like huge for me. Like, you know, I'm a kid from Staten Island where everyone's like a garbage man or a cop or a firefighter. It's like, oh bro, you went to, what was it like in Europe over there?
I won the second X Games and I got $5,000. I was making $40,000 checks every month, and Senate exploded. It was a multi-million-dollar company.
things started moving so fast. Then boom, the internet. That killed the magazine culture. Everything was transitioning.
I started kind of making a little bit of money to skate when I was 19. But right kind of when I get in is when the window started like closing and being less and less cool.
It happens the same way in every action sports culture. It's like if you create the trick, you name the trick. So the first street trick says Smith grind. Smith grind's a skateboarding trick.
I think even Arlo will admit to you that he took a lot of influence directly from skateboarding.
We were taking our names from skateboarding. We're like, how can we position our bodies to kind of do things that look like skateboard tricks? So there was no reference, only kind of our own experience with skateboarding. There was one school of thought that maybe we call this thing a Smith grind. The other idea was a sole grind because it's on the sole of your foot is how it locks in. That was something unique to rollerblading, which is the right way to go.
By issue 2, it was called a soul grind.
This is me street skating, doing a sole grind.
And this is when the rivalry kind of thing started happening because, as you can see here, Arlo Eisenberg kick flipping off the roof at the Laguna Ghetto. You can't kick flip on skates, so I put the skates in there as if he's like flipping out of them and then back into them. That was a real feat back then. You had one undo in Photoshop, so I was very proud of that.
I think rollerblading had a really interesting trajectory. When the Olsen brothers first invented rollerblades, it was for skiing and hockey purposes. And that's why it kind of did the opposite of what skateboarding did.
Skateboarding had culture, they had history, they'd already gone up and down in popularity, they'd already had all of that foundation laid.
And so when something like rollerblading comes along, it's new, so it doesn't come with whatever baggage people might associate skateboarding with being dangerous. Rollerblading starts to look a little manufactured. As Dave Carney would say, if that's what you're looking for, then why not do the original thing? Why not do the thing that you're modeling yourself after? Be a skateboarder.
I remember once Steve Caballero said to me, he said, "You have to control your board." I was having a really hard day, and he said, "You have to control your board. You can't let your board control you, David."
Fuck rollerblading. Like, that was just like, die. Just die. My name is Dave Carney. I'm probably best known for my work with Big Brother Skateboarding magazine in the 90s and early 2000s. The hidden word. Just look at the first letter of every pull quote.
When Big Brother came out, I was obsessed. I was like, this is what media needs to be.
There's this magazine for skateboarders called Big Brother Skateboard Magazine. Larry Flint puts it out.
Hi, I'm Larry Flint. This is crap.
Here's something your children may be reading that you should definitely know about. It's a shocking magazine. It tells you how to commit suicide.
Stupid skateboard. I don't know.
The Big Brother style, it's a delicate dance between being offensive to your subject and being straight up just rude, but not being mean-spirited about it.
Big Brother, these are so rad.
To paint a picture of the skateboarding scene in the 90s is to paint a very ugly picture. Street skating was in its infancy and it was gross. There was no style, it was just all about technical flip tricks and wearing horrible clothes. And rollerblading, they were even grosser than skateboarding because it was a new activity and it left a very bad taste in every skateboarder's mouth at the time.
Dave and I see differently about this, but I see the aesthetic value and the aesthetic beauty in these other sports. They look cool to me. They're just so blinded by their cultural convictions that they don't see the things for what they are.
I remember being sort of disappointed that rollerblading was mimicking skateboarding. You guys have an advantage we don't. Why don't you use it? They're attached to your feet. You guys can do all kinds of weird shit that we can't do.
I can imagine myself if I was a skateboarder growing up in California. There's this whole culture tied to it. There's this thing that you love about it. And then you see these like kids, 13, 14, 15, 16, no respect. I would be like, fuck these kids. I completely understand it.
During the 90s, skateboarding is a crime.
You can't skate here, you need to leave.
There were very few skate parks being built, and they were all built on the backs of and on the work of skateboarders.
In the beginning, these parks were meant to only be accessible to skateboarding.
It was skateboarders making skateboard parks. And of course, rollerbladers and BMXers were also attracted to that terrain and felt it was their right to also ride there while we were. The analogy I always use is it's like golf and soccer are both played on grass, they're both played with a ball, but they don't work very well together in the same space. And it's the same with skateboarding, bikes, and rollerblades. They don't coexist.
It translated to real world violence at skate parks sometimes. Like, get out of this park or you're not welcome here.
This is a skateboard park. It's not a rollerblade park. It's not a BMX park. And so we essentially policed our spots.
Rollerbladers never survived in captivity. But me and my wife Terry are going to try and capture one right now. Get him, Terry! Amazing! Look at this creature! Look at the arms on this book! This one's a mean one! What a creature he is! He's getting wild!
I met Arlo when we were doing Big Brother, issue number 69, which, 69 has sexual connotations, so we dubbed it the worst issue ever.
The worst issue ever. Issue 69 is the worst issue ever.
So we just decided to do all the worst things we could, piss people off. And so we decided, let's do an interview with a pro rollerblader in our skateboard magazine. I don't remember even how we chose Arlo, except that Arlo was kind of the Tony Hawk of rollerblading at the time.
I read every issue of Big Brother cover to cover, so I knew exactly where they were coming from. And I had no delusions that, they were bringing me in because they thought that I was cool or just because they wanted to make rollerblading look good.
It turns out that Arlo was the best fucking possible person we could have chosen for it. We got like the most articulate, smartest rollerblader in the world and made skateboarders look bad.
And I wasn't wrong. I think that we had a really nice conversation, even if it is sprinkled in and around some other just, obvious pot shots.
I just kept asking him questions about being gay. There's probably too many gay jokes in there. But that was the whole thing.
They were making ads that were like, these guys are gay. They're homosexual. Fuck these guys. And then it kind of became a part of their culture because like any tribal identity has to have something that you're against.
We were just having a laugh, really, for shits and giggles.
I don't personally know Dave Carney. Maybe he was going through something. I really don't care about his opinion. But also I don't think rollerblading's looking for his approval or an apology from him.
That whole thing to me was hilarious. Like, I thought the whole thing was hilarious.
He's in a position where he could talk about, oh yeah, like roller skating is cool. That's where we come from. Like, people took roller skate wheels and put them on skateboards. That's kind of our origins. Dave, he's kind of like what I thought to be like the stereotypical just hater.
Big Brother did have a lot of rollerblade related humor and products like our Fruit Booter stickers. And this joke just resonated with our audience. They loved it. They loved hating on rollerblades. So of course we promoted it, which I'm never gonna apologize for that because I feel like even gay people would find that word like that term funny. Like Fruit Booter, like they're fruit boots. They're just, that's to me is just silly.
Fruit Booter is the best. I thought that was really clever. I actually have a Fruit Booter shirt.
This anti-rollerblading sentiment was worldwide. Everyone hated rollerbladers. Everyone regarded them as gay.
The single joke that rollerblading is gay definitely did a lot of harm to rollerblading.
They were trying to connect us to the Venice Beach spandex skating in a circle dance scene, which has a lot of gay people in it. It was the 90s and anything that was not masculine was gay. Like, oh, that's gay, it's lame or whatever.
The quick fire way to like call somebody out is like, oh, you're gay, you're fag, or whatever. Like, I don't know.
It was a different time. That doesn't make it right or excuse it or anything. I was very familiar with gay culture and the gay community. Big Brother is a champion of LGBTQ.
Roller faggot, gay. These are things I used to hear literally skating on the street. People would yell them out the car at you. I didn't care if people thought I was gay. I did care that people thought that they were putting me down.
You know what? I'm not gay. And you know what? On top of it, there's nothing wrong with being gay. So go fuck yourself.
And as a black woman on planet Earth, I always had my guard up, probably more so than a lot of like the men around me had to. But I'm like, oh, you're just calling me a name? That's the worst you're gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might as well just call me the N-word. Would you call me the N-word? And they like really shut up because they never thought about it.
Oh! He has won the championship. This is his final run, just for fun.
Being a pro doesn't mean you get paid to do what you love. It means doing what you love even when you don't want to do it. If I say I won an X Games gold medal to anyone, they understand very quickly that I was good at something.
I wanted nothing to do with the X Games. We were literally 2 years old into building our culture. We didn't belong there.
I was never particularly like a huge X Games person. We were always against that shit because what is X Games? Corporate industry. So we were like, fuck that. We're against that. We're street skaters. We're soul skaters. Forget the X Games.
Big Brother was kind of banned from X Games. Like, we hated ESPN. We even had a campaign called Fuck Those Dudes. And the ESPN logo, we changed it into fuck.
I always saw the X Games as a celebration of all these sports together. I was not just an athlete who competed in the X Games. I was also involved in the creation and the defining of the thing. And what would happen is before each X Games, we would have pre-production meetings. One year in particular, I did a single mention of rollerblading. I said, this is all bullshit.
And yeah, they just made the push to kind of cut our balls off. At some point, they were able to get us out.
Whatever skateboarding's attitudes were toward rollerblading factor into it. And I think those attitudes largely were communicated through Tony.
Tony Hawk had a hand in that for sure. He's been on the board of the X Games forever.
In terms of Tony having anything to do with saying we shouldn't be in there, I agree. You think that ESPN was like, let's help them build this culture. No, they were like, how can we make these guys fierce competitors? People have been doing that since the beginning of time. Pit two people against each other, create a controversy, and you're the only one that wins.
ESPN, those fucking cocksuckers, never listened to anything anybody said, let alone skateboarders.
Dave and I discussed this a little bit, but you know, if you're being pragmatic and charitable, ESPN is not going to do anything to cut their own bottom line.
They got rid of it because they saw that it wasn't working with the X Games.
It's business, it's war, and they won the war. To be honest, I don't even want us in the X Games. I don't see that as us. I think X Games is like some like monster drinking like bro stuff. Fuck the X Games because of Slim Jim. Fuck the Red Bull. Fuck fucking all that shit. You're jumping out of a plane. Fuck the X Games.
Fuck the X Games. Who killed rollerblading? Rollerblading never died, so that's a mystery solved right there.
When we talk about the death of rollerblading, we're not talking about the literal death of rollerblading. What we're talking about is the death of the mainstream popularity of rollerblading. So when there is no more exposure, when it's not in advertisements, when it's not on the X Games, when no one is seeing it anywhere on a large scale, you're not drawing in new numbers.
Rollerblading didn't die. It went underground, which is what I think skateboarding wishes it was.
The death of rollerblading, which again is hilarious because it's like, why did the yo-yo die? Same with hula hoops. Like, who killed the hula hoop? To me, that's actually the more interesting question here is why do some fads succeed? And frankly, I wish the opposite had happened. I wish skateboarding died. Rollerblading is punk as shit right now. If I see somebody on a rollerblade, it's just kind of like, wow, you've got balls. Like, that's fucking gnarly. And I wish that was what skateboarding was like, because that's what skateboarding was like in the 80s.
Dave Carney killed rollerblading, obviously.
I wish I did destroy the rollerblade industry because I'd be proud of that. That's a major accomplishment to destroy this international multi-million-dollar industry with millions of participants, and me, little old me, like, ruined it for everybody? How did I do that?
I wouldn't give Dave Carney that much credit. I mean, he's just a writer from like some suburb in California. He's just some dude.
If anything, he did us a service by getting the weaklings out. And so thank you, Dave. Awesome. I think he did the same thing for skateboarding, to be honest with you.
I know skateboarding is fun, and I also know rollerblading is fun. And just stay the fuck out of my park. I don't know, it's not, I don't really care anymore, actually.
Don't reminisce about the past. If you're reminiscing at the past, you're boring. And it's like, what's happening now is so cool. There's so many avenues.
I think by the time rollerblading comes back, everyone will recognize that rollerbladers have paid their dues. I think that they will be embraced as part of the community.
I think the difference between skateboarding and rollerblading is like, you know, if you see someone in the coffee shop with a Thrasher shirt on, it doesn't really mean anything because you see probably Jeff Bezos with a goddamn Thrasher shirt on. Like, it's like, what does it mean? Like, if you see someone with a rollerblading shirt on, you're like, that dude or that girl or that person definitely rollerblades because it's our little family. There's something special about that.
It's organic, it's authentic, and I'll be a rollerblader till the day I die.
This is my daughter, Lulu Eisenberg.
Team Senate till I die. I want to be like that. I want to be like that when I grow up. And right now.
My name is Arlo Eisenberg, and I'll see you next time.